caught that ball the other day in the first quarter. Daniel looked around. Could you believe there was like no one in a blue jersey anywhere in sight? Or did you just put on such an amazing move at the line of scrimmage that you faked everybody out?
No, it wasn't anything I really did. It was a great play call by Coach Horton. He set it up. They were in a cover 4 defense, and we kind of ran corners to get the safeties out. And we had a tackle over, so I was where the tackle usually is, and tackle was where I was, where I usually am, and so it was a great play call. The safeties went out just like we had anticipated they would, and I was wide open in the middle. All I had to do was catch the ball. Max delivered the ball. All the guys executed it pretty well, so it was just a great play call, and everybody executed the play pretty well.
You run the tackle over very often?
Not usually. It's a game plan thing, depending on what we want to do. So
kind of a once-a-game type thing at the most? Or?
I think that was maybe the second time since I've been here that we've ran it, really.
So one of those things
really.
where it absolutely worked, right? Like you draw it up.
Mm-hmm. So it ended up working. It was a great play call. So.
Seemed like you guys did have some problems lining up on Saturday. I mean, there was a few illegal formation penalties and things of that nature that kind of were troublesome along the way. Is this stuff you guys have looked at and addressed the last couple of days?
Yeah, we've addressed it, and we're going to move on, and we're going to learn from it, and we just got to play smarter football.
Did you guys hear about it, Malik, quite a bit from the coaches in the last couple of days in team meetings and stuff?
Absolutely. You know, penalties, that many penalties in one game is unacceptable. You know, the coaches let us know about it, and we're working on it, and it's probably never going to happen again.
Do you think part of that was the emotion of the game?
Absolutely. I think personal foul penalties are always emotional. So I had 2 personal foul penalties, and that is completely unacceptable. And I'm getting myself in order with that, and I promise you that'll never happen again. But it's an emotional game, you know. You can't let the emotion get the best of you. Keep yourself under control at all times.
Where do you think the defense is at this point, Malik, as far as spots you're playing well and spots you're not?
It's really hard to tell because, you know, we do good all around, and then we do bad all around. So it's just real hard to tell. I know communication is strong. We communicate very well across the board to each other, you know, make sure we're all on the same page. But it's just all about execution. We're not executing very well. We didn't execute very well last week, and the score tells it all. So hopefully we can just get the ball rolling on defense where we're just efficient all across the board and be good at everything.
As used to you guys have been to having the same guys back there. Trey's not back there right now. Is it an adjustment with him not back there?
Yes, it is. But Cam is a great player too. But not having Trey, excuse me, not having Trey is something for me because, you know, me and Trey, we're like brothers on the field. You know, me and Trey, you know, we have certain communication things, you know, certain looks at each other, and we just know exactly what to say. We don't have to really talk to each other. But, you know, Trey, it's like not having him on the field is like missing a heartbeat. You know, Trey is very important to this defense. But Cam played very well. He didn't have too many errors, and he's a good player, and that's that.
Daniel, what was the mood of this team like the last couple of days? We talked to Coach a little bit about it, but depressed, angry, upset, and how do you guys plan on trying to put all that behind you to make sure that you play better this next weekend and don't let one loss lead to another?
Well, I think that was a Sunday. Sunday was our angry and depression. We were kind of pissed off that day, but as soon as Sunday was over, I think we were going to put it behind and we're going to focus on South Alabama. So that game's over with. We're going to move on. We know we got to play smarter, and we're just going to go out and practice today and try to make sure we limit all mistakes, try to play perfect, and be as smart as we can out there, and get ready for South Alabama, who's a good team.
You guys have typically responded well after a loss. Is that because you have sound leadership and obviously able to turn the page pretty quickly and learn from the previous week's mistakes?
Yeah, our leaders will step up. Our seniors are good. We've got a lot of guys that have played before and a lot of experienced guys, so they step up at times like these, which is huge. I know JJ and Feely, I mean, they're guys that have been around the program for a while, and they always step up. They always get us going, get us fired up, and it's good to come home to play another game, to get back on track, and I think that's going to be huge. And just we're going to go out and practice and make sure we limit all the mistakes that we've had and focus on not making those mistakes again. So.
Malik, how well has Jake been playing this year, say even relative to last year when you kind of had to come in at mid-season?
I think Jake is playing great. You know, he's out there flying around making plays, you know, getting in it, causing habit. I think he's playing very well compared to last year where he was in and out, you know, wasn't sure if he was going to play the whole game. So now that he's sure, you know, we're sure that he's playing the whole game, he's leading us and making sure we're doing what we have to do.
What do you notice the most when he's out there? What's the difference?
It's just more sound, you know. The communication is better because, you know, he starts it off, you know, with making the field call, the tight call. You know, he's very vocal. You know, you hear him, you see him. He's, you know, he's a great communicator. Like once we coming off the field, you know, if something went wrong, he wants to sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Asking everybody, what are you seeing? You know, so he's a real great leader. You know, making sure that we all are one. You know, we're all on the same page. So having him out there is a bonus for us. It's a great bonus.
When you got here, when you first got to San Diego State, and he had already been here like 8 years, did you look at him and go, "Wow, this dude's not that big. How can he be the leader of this team?"
Right. Yeah. Coming in, I knew who he was. You know, I watched a couple games like when I was a senior in high school, seeing him fly around and make plays, and then when I got here and I see now he works hard. He works harder than, you know, most of the people I've ever been around. Jake is a real competitor, and he flies around during practice, and, you know, what you do in practice is what you're going to do in the game. So he's flying around in the games as well, and I see now why he's so successful at what he's doing.
Anything else for the student athletes? Daniel, you guys had Sunday off and Monday. You got to learn about South Alabama, what they're bringing to the table, and get some light practice in. What stood out about South Alabama's defense, and just how are you guys preparing for them?
Well, South Alabama is a little different than how we've the two teams that we've played so far, USD and Cal. USD and Cal weren't huge pressure teams, and South Alabama is going to bring a lot of pressure and play some man. So that's going to be a little different. So we got to get used to that. But thankfully, our defense is a big pressure team too, so we see it a lot. So that's going to be good to see that in practice, and we'll have to see how South Alabama is going to play us and like how they're going to play our different formations. But they're a good team. They're a physical team. They're going to bring a lot of pressure. So on special teams and on their defense against our offense. So we just got to be ready for that, and we gotta play smart, because when they bring that much pressure, you got to be able to account for every guy and know where they're going to come from. So it's going to be big seeing what all the different blitzes they're going to bring and what we're going to do against it.
Knowing that it's a blitz happy kind of team, are you hoping that this is the week where the passing game really clicks?
Yeah, I mean, I think you would hope for that every week, but still, if a team wants to blitz and if you can block it up for the run game too, Pump's a hell of a player. So he gets past that first line, past those blitzers, he can go for a long time. So I think the run and the pass will be big, but we just got to make sure we block every guy and make sure we can get their blitz blocked up, and that's about it.